Hello and welcome to Building a Business podcast. This is a show where we embark on an adventure with entrepreneurs across various industries, picking their brains and hearts on what it's like starting, building, maintaining, and growing a small business. Building a Business podcast is supported by Patreon patrons like you. Go to patreon.com/buildingabusiness and help make us better from as low as $1 a month. My name is Sean. This week, we are back with Prabha from Weekday Bakers. Hello, Prabha. How are you doing?
Hello, Sean. I am good.
The last time we met was a little over a month ago, and times were a bit different last month because the FMCO, which is a new term called full MCO now, hasn't been introduced at that time. So it was still a bit of a part lockdown, part not lockdown, so we can still move around. A lot of things can be done. And I think as of 2 weeks ago, we did go down to a full lockdown here in the entire part of Malaysia. How has business been for you?
Business has been, I really can't say what has been going on. It's a bit of good times, it's a bit of bad times. So the past 1 month, you had Raya, you had Father's Day. It was good. And then lockdown came in and people started to be a bit more cautious, I would say, in spending. So business wasn't doing that good. I think even myself, when I look into my social media profile, I was actually kind of getting confused. I'm like, okay, the followers are not increasing, the business is not coming in. What am I supposed to do? Where should I go? What should I do next? Yeah, I had a lot of things planned out, and even that could not be rolled out because of the lockdown. Logistically, I wanted to do some photo shoots, video shoots, and those were not happening because of the lockdown. So yeah, I had to come up with other ideas. Yeah.
Other ideas you were saying?
Yeah, so other ideas in the sense of like, if you notice that now Reels is a thing, right? So initially when I started, I think last month I actually told you. So when I started the Reels, I wanted to focus more on ad kind of Reels, it's more to ASMR videos and those kind of high-tech ones, and then, with MCO happening, really photo shoots and video shoots are really not safe for us to do also. So I had to think about what to do next, how to do. And then when you scroll, right, you get all this random. I really didn't want to show my face on Reels. But now that I have actually started to show my face on Reels, doing those random lip syncs and things, somehow it's actually gaining the traction from, I get more customers, I get more viewers, I get more followers. So I'm actually building my base in that. I was very surprised for this. But yeah, I think when everybody say that Reels is actually something that is coming to stay, that it's actually true lah.
Yeah. You were talking about ASMR style videos. Could you explain to us a little bit on what kind of videos you have in mind?
Okay, so when it comes to product shoots, right? Every time, I'm not sure if you've seen my previous video. Actually, there's one ad that we did for the chocolate chip cookie that it was actually very ASMR. I actually, we focused more on the product, the taste, the feel, the crunchiness, the sound, and it gives you the urge to want to taste those cookies. So that is something that I wanted to focus on for the rest of my products as well. And I've actually wanted to launch 2 more products, 2 vegan products. I promised last month that yes, I'm going to launch vegan products. Yes, 2 vegan products are ready. I wanted to launch those in a dramatic way, but it's all still on hold. So because I cannot load a video.
Because you can't do the videos. So for dear listeners, for those who don't understand what ASMR means in terms of food, I think we remember the times when I think it was McDonald's, right? They did this crunchy kind of advertisement where you just
McDonald's,
get a bunch of people,
all those cheap small cookies lah. You see all those crunch.
All they do is just sit there and just go crunch,
yes.
And you really get the insight of how crunchy it is. The sound is everywhere. That is what ASMR. That is what you're going for, right? With
yes. To really give you that salivating experience.
Yeah. It's very feel. So what are the 2 vegan
I'm going to keep it a secret for now.
Okay.
I have not launched it yet. I have not done any teasers yet. So I'm keeping it a secret. I'm not telling anyone yet.
Okay,
But
so
coming soon.
dear listeners, if you are interested in finding out what the new vegan cookie recipes are,
Check us
follow
out.
Weekday Bakers and see what's going to happen when they drop it. So what has your most noteworthy session? What have your most noteworthy, let's say, struggles, internal and external struggles, or whatever that has happened in the past month for you?
I think struggles will be still coming back to business revenue. I mean, as much as we talk about followers and, gaining traction in Instagram and Facebook and things like that. But at the end of the day, what we're doing is actually a business. We are selling the cookies. So that has been a very noteworthy struggle for me, especially business has been up for a while and down for a while. And I would say it's a very confused state actually. So still figuring out what to do and how to increase sales revenues. Yeah, so it's still an ongoing process. I still would say that we need to wait for the lockdown to end or somehow hope for things to get better a bit. Financially, especially, a lot of people are very, I would say, cautious in spending.
Mm-hmm. They are. I was speaking to another guest in Building a Business podcast. He is Eddie from December 1st Florist. So when I was speaking with him, one struggle that he's been getting is actually quite similar with the struggle that you are going through, which is on good days you may get so many orders that you cannot fulfill them.
Exactly.
On bad days, you just sit down and you have nothing to do and you feel guilty watching Netflix the whole day. So one of the things that we were talking about was looking for subscription models where someone comes and look for you or kind of signs a contract with you on a monthly basis, X number of orders on a monthly basis. Then that way what happens is there's a bread and butter there, right? These are not the ones that will make you a lot of money, but these are the ones that make sure that every month, whatever happens, there is something there. And even if you were to hire someone or invest in a new equipment or something, that there is kind of like a safety ground, safety net that you can rely on in terms of this. Then one of the things that we did talk about when we brainstormed was that he was suggesting to look at corporate people like businesses, HR departments of companies where they have staffs that have birthdays every month, right? So he was suggesting to come up with, let's say, an idea where he would sell kind of like an X amount of flowers on credit, and then he would help them send it out to the staffs that were having birthdays that month.
Nice.
So it is something that I think you can also consider. Like maybe you say, I would like to send one box of cookies to each of your staff who's celebrating the birthdays in a month, and let me do the delivery for you. I will do all the stuff for you, packaging everything for you, and this is how much it costs. And are you interested to take this up? It's a nice gesture because HR has this kind of budget for things like this.
Right. Nice idea, actually.
Yeah.
I haven't thought of it.
Yeah. So I guess subscriptions is one of the things that you can consider as well. Kind of like let the graph be a little bit more stable instead of like, spike up and down all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm. And so I would say that the FMCO is affecting your business quite severely, right? Yeah.
Yes. As much as they say that F&B is still ongoing, F&B still goes on, but I think when it comes to cookies, and I am actually selling snacks, it's not essential food. So it's not like I'm selling vegetable or I'm selling, direct food to you. So it's snacks somehow is still optional. So yes, people are buying because of the lockdown, they're stuck at home and things like that. But there is also a certain amount of people who are very cautious in spending. So it's not like I'm making a bigger revenue, sorry. So it's more like, I buy only one thing. Instead of buying a few things, normally I just buy one thing. So it's not much of a profit margin for me, actually.
Yeah, that's true. And are there any, let's say, plans to, let's say, strategies that you have for when the FMCO opens up?
Okay, strategies wise, still goes back to promotions. I have been actually exploring TikTok. TikTok is rolling out a lot of business related there's ads, business ads coming in TikTok and things like that. So that is a platform that is kind of new, and a lot of people are actually there. So I think it's one whole market that has not been tapped for me. So yeah, exploring TikTok and probably seeing how the business strategy would work from there.
Okay. I would assume at the very core of it, TikTok is at the very basics of it, TikTok is very similar to Reels in terms of the format of the video, but the audience is very different. Therefore, I think there will be a bit of a learning curve there as well. But I think it's nice that you're doing these things to help get some good people in and get some awareness. But I also believe that at the same time, there should also be an exercise put towards sales itself, because the thing about branding is it is a long-term thing, right? You do branding now, you may not see the return come back a few months if you're lucky, maybe a few years most of the time. And during this time, between this time and when branding starts to hit you, sales, like active sales, is the ones that you need to go out and look for people and give them offers and things like that.
I think for now, right, my main focus right now is like, I know that people are not spending that much right now. I have a lot of free time, so I'm actually looking at this free time to creating contents to actually put brand awareness there first. So you keep seeing my brand again and again and again and again, and then when times get better and then you know that you have the buying power, then you start buying.
Okay,
kind of like what I've thought lah.
That's good. That's a good plan. Yeah, that's a good plan. Has there been any pivots and or any additional use case scenarios for the products that you're selling?
I think pivots will be still going back to my TikTok reels and also the 2 vegan products. That will be the most notable things that I've been doing for the past month. Reels really caught me by surprise, I would say. Like all those reels that I really pay attention for photography and videography, those did not bring me that much. But those reels that I do that are more, how to say, that touches the emotion of people, those kind of reels actually brought me a lot of new followers and also business. I would say, like, I recently posted a reel, and to my surprise, it was really it was just a normal reel, it's just a normal lip syncing reel, but it brought me back so many followers, and my business for next week, I actually have full orders for next week. So that is something that like for Father's Day, I really did not expect that thing to happen, but somehow the orders are actually full for next week. Caught me by surprise.
So lip syncing reels, so it's just one of those reels where someone sings and then you just like pretend to be singing and you act a bit
and then you just add a bit of like that how to say the words here and there, and then that's it. Anyways, I did not want to show my face on reels before this, but once I show my face and somehow it's actually working, I'm like
and it has nothing to do with your product at all?
Not much of my product, more to it was a statement where where a lot of people make orders, but sometimes they don't pay. So all I say was like, can make payment first. That's all, And then a lot of other businesses actually could relate to something like that. So people order and then they don't pay payment, and then it's just hanging over there. So a lot of people can relate to that. And somehow, there's a lot of shares, a lot of people came to view, and then they started viewing my products also. And somehow the business is picking up.
Oh, that is interesting. So I guess the lesson here is that we shouldn't spend too much time figuring out what kind of real content to come out with, right? Just be spontaneous, put it out there.
Just be very spontaneous.
And use your own face, because I guess people connect more with the people behind the businesses these days, right? Rather than the business itself. Yeah.
Exactly.
So now you have a formula here.
Still got down to human emotions lah.
Yes, yeah. So now you have a formula here, right? Use your own face, be spontaneous, and
just show yourself.
Yeah, just show yourself. just do your daily stuff.
Can.
Yeah.
Not bad, not bad. I was actually also thinking, this is off the record. I mean, I was actually talking to Satesh, so I was like, virtual paddlers also should actually start focusing on Reels. And now that you know that Reels has so much attraction, right? Create this mini contents that you can actually get tips lah, this lah.
Yeah, that's we actually used to have this before Reels came into the picture, but that was because when we had quite a larger team in the office itself. So we had people who can do things like this. So there was someone who was quite cool. She used to work for us. Her name is Faustina. So she used to take a phone camera with her all the time. Well, they always have, right? But what she does is she will always take videos, random videos of the entire team. And every month she will do a 1 second clip. So she would take 15 seconds, right? So she'll take 1 second from every clip and then she'll put everything together. And those were the ones that really got a lot of attention. And the best thing about it is it created such a good visual of a good environment to work in that people started applying for jobs even when we were not looking for jobs, looking for hires. So but that it requires someone to actually sit down there and do something. And when everybody's busy all the time, it's a bit difficult already.
Sure.
Yeah, but you're right. That's something that we should be getting back into. But we have been focusing a lot more on long form content lah, podcasts mostly lah. Yeah.
Yes.
And we're hoping that podcast comes to Malaysia as a kind of like a platform where most people listen to. I think more and more people are listening to podcasts, but not enough people listening to podcasts. Yeah. So let's move on. How has your morale been in the past month?
Yeah, I think morale before this week, if you ask me, before like 2 days ago, if you ask me, I would say my morale has been very down. Like I'm really stuck on what to do. My social media is just there, I've got unfollows and things like that. So I was that, but now I think it's a bit picking up because of these new followers, new businesses, a bit excited lah kan. But yeah, I think it's still very much of fluctuating kejap atas, kejap bawah. And sometimes I tell you, social media itself, I mean, creating content itself to a certain extent, it's actually very draining.
Yes, it is. It's very draining. Yes. Yeah. And sometimes social media can be quite brutal. It's like, they be so unforgiving. You don't post for a few weeks and then people start unfollowing you, like,
follow you, yeah.
Some love, guys.
So fast when I all start hating people.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, I think it's quite stressful. So like sometimes you put so much of heart and content to create a content, and then that one doesn't hit anything. And then all these random stuff start hitting. Then I'm like, what?
You just, since I do one, you take half an hour to do, and it gets very well. I do want to pick a brain on your plans in the maybe the next 6 months or so actually as well, because sometimes a little bit of down at this point of time, like a little bit of down, it lets us recollect ourselves, catch up with our work, and be able to kind of realign with our, like, sit down and actually do some planning, because we are not busy baking all the time, right? So you can sit down and plan, what do I want in the next month, next 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Have you had some thought on that one, or like the number of units you need to sell in order to continue to grow, or where do you want to be?
Okay, I think in the sense of growth, I haven't had the thought of it. Okay, I'm more to like fighting on what's now currently. So I haven't had, probably that's what you have to ask me next month. So what have you been planning for the next 6 months? It's I would say I have plans in my head that I know that, festive seasons like Raya Haji lah, Deepavali lah, it's all coming soon already. I even had I don't know whether you're gonna put it there now, but I even had plans like, people are already getting vaccinated. What if I actually hold that as a sales point? Like, okay, you get vaccinated already, so I give you a certain amount of discount, or a little bottle free, or anything. And those probably brings promotional that are in line with the hype currently. Yeah, but 6 months down the road, I really lost.
I think you can do that because a lot of businesses are doing the same thing. They're giving discounts to those who can prove that they have already been vaccinated.
Yeah.
So, and this is not a 6 months thing. This can continue to be going on for at least another 12 months or 18 months, because vaccination will continue to be a thing that we will deal with. Yeah.
So that is that. 6 months down the road, so I don't know. Like, coming back to the question, I would say I really don't know. I haven't planned anything yet.
No, it's
still
it's
very
no problem. Yeah.
big.
Sometimes, especially when a business is so new, we are focused on the day to day. We are taking step 20 feet at a time, right? It's very dark in front. It's like the whole place is very dark, and your light can only shine 20 feet in front, and you're taking that step and seeing where it leads you.
Yes, I think for now I'm just focusing on monthly basis. Okay, so this month, what's my target? How am I supposed to achieve it? What am I supposed to do? And those kind of things, but haven't really thought about the long-term plans. But like what you said, I've actually invested in new equipments and things like that. So I have to think about how to get that back.
Yep. It's no problem. The time will come and you will get it back. And then it will grow and it will be better, and it'll be one of those nice brands that sell a lot, and we get to see them in all the supermarkets. And I can tell people, this brand, I used to interview the owner of this brand, way back when.
Feels good. Yeah. Hope it happens. But I think I'm going to think about your idea about subscription as well. I have tried that with the local sundry shops, but it was there for a while. But then, when lockdown happened, some of the shops had to close, and then they had not been taking orders consistently. So I had to stop that first for now.
That.
So I have to focus on some other.
The thing is, sometimes we just have to keep looking for other people who want. For other people who want this. And I think the corporate area is a place to consider as well. Sure. Yeah. Because
try to connect back to my ex networks.
Yeah, exactly. Like, for example, the birthday thing is good, right? I mean, like, come on, there is no way that there is no birthday in any given month of the year.
Exactly.
Right? If you have a staff of 200-300, come on, it will be on average 20 a month, 30 a month.
Yeah.
It may not be a lot. It may not be a lot of money, but at least it is a good baseline for you to continue. Yeah. If worst case scenario, you at least have 30 a month to bake.
Yes, true.
Yeah. So that's a good catch up with you. It's not a lot of stuff, but it is a good catch up. Sometimes we do have our downtimes, we do have our up times, and I'm happy to hear that your Father's Day week orders have already been packed. Do you have any other orders besides Father's Day in the coming month?
For next week's month, besides Father's Day, I still have my regular orders. My regular menu still goes on. But orders are full for next week. Whatever it comes to the next following week.
Okay, so whoever
but in good time that you get for payday, for June payday is just right there. So
okay.
Still some fun.
Yeah. So whoever who still who wants to make last minute orders for Father's Day, you won't be able to accommodate them already.
Try to get it as soon as possible. I try to select here and there. If it's a cookie that I am already, mass baking, then a little bit of orders that I don't mind doing it. But
Okay. So listeners, you heard it here. If you are still looking out for awesome cookies for Father's Day, you still may be able to get it from Weekday Bakers and Prabha. Prabha, where can we find you and your products and buy from you?
You can get us from Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Look for Weekday Bakers. And you can actually call us at 016-601-2155. WhatsApp us. You have our menu in our WhatsApp itself.
Awesome. It's a very personal thing. And if you guys are not doing anything much, be sure to drop by her Instagram account, watch all her videos.
Check out my reels.
Support,
yes.
And also go look. Have you started your TikTok account?
Yes. Started already.
Go to TikTok and check it out as well.
Yes.
Support a bit, right?
All right. Betul.
So, okay, folks, thank you so much. That's all for this week's episode of Building a Business Podcast. Building a Business Podcast is supported by Patreon patrons like you. From as low as $1 a month, you can help transform Building a Business Podcast into a source of inspiration and lessons for all entrepreneurs and small business owners all over the world. To support us, go to patreon.com/buildingabusiness. If you do not wish to provide monetary contribution, simply like and drop a review on your podcast feeder to increase its visibility and also YouTube. And hopefully the show will reach someone who would also find value in our content. Our podcast is available on Anchor FM, Google Podcasts, Breaker, and Spotify. We post full videos on YouTube and clips on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. This is Building a Business Podcast with Weekday Bakers and Prabha. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you next week. Next month.
See you.
Bye.
See you. Bye. Oh my God, Sean, you're like the way you speak, like so flawless. Continuously, you know what to say, man.
No, I have a script one. I just follow script only.
Like baca script also sometimes I can get stuck on, yours is like wow, check up.
So flow, right?
Yeah lah.